Yeah, look, I don't think any of us expected to get to the summer break with Giovinazzi second in the championship, but yeah, I wish I could explain it. I really do. I mean, scientifically, engineering-wise, there's absolutely no reason why he should be. Sometimes you just got to put your hands up and say, you know what? Miracles happen. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Forza Ferrari. Today we have the final race before the summer break. It is the Belgian Grand Prix, which is of course a sprint weekend, so we don't want to waste too much time. I'll try and remember to record the sprint race this time as well. There's nothing new on the car. It's only been 4 days since the Hungarian Grand Prix, so let's have a look here. We're not expecting any rain, which is a nice one for me. Let's have a look here. So red sector 1, blue is sector 2, yellow is sector 3 when it comes to qualifying. We've got the sections by speed there. It is one of the great tracks, isn't it? Very fast, very flowing with the exception of the first and last corners. Top speed acceleration and high speed cornering is what the car is desired to have. Now look at this, a virtual car safety stop, safety car stop is essentially nothing, 8 seconds, half what it is under a green flag. So if there is to be some sort of stoppage, it's almost definitely worth just stopping for the sake of it. It's like an IndyCar race almost. Now, the soft tyre is only 3/10 faster than the medium. It is 8/10 faster than the hard though. So the hard tyre you probably want to avoid, but soft medium is the way to go. Whether it's strategy A or strategy B, that's where the debate's going to come, isn't it? Now, last year it was a Sergio Perez win, but if we have a quick look here, you'll notice that the lap record, if I can get my mouse over here, Giovinazzi. So it is we hold the record here. But anyway, let's head off to Spa for this sprint weekend. Oh, before we do that, actually, we've got to do our performance targets, don't we? So reach Q3, you would very much like to think so. Fastest lap, we'll try and do that as we always do. It's not like we actively don't try and do fastest lap. And then we need one car in the top 6 for the next 2 races. And if somebody finishes in the top 6 today, then we'll get ourselves just under 400 grand, which would be nice. All right, let's go to Spa now. So there we go, confirmation of the weather. I just get the one free practice, which is always tough. Hopefully I can get the setup somewhere near 100%, and I'll see you for qualifying. Alright, so free practice 1 is done. I'm not sure yet how the setup is gone. Now, it doesn't look great, but importantly, Sainz didn't do a lap, so that's going to have screwed his weekend up. We're on the hard tyre for the whole session. Our engines are just about done. I was just using up because it was just one session, just the absolute worst of everything that we had. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned about where we are on that front. If we have a quick look here, we just don't know. Hopefully, we're somewhere close. Now, both cars have got a new ERS in for this one, the final new ERS we have for the season without taking penalties. So, yeah, let's hope they make good use of it, and hopefully Q1 is no problem. So it was no real problem. We just did the one run. It was a little close in terms of actual the time. It was a couple of tenths, but there was a lot of cars, and typically in the game, it doesn't change that much. So, yeah, that was good. We are through to Q2 with just the one run. And we can see setups, we more or less got close anyway, which is all you can really ask to do in in one of these weekends. All right, Q2, here we come.
Red flag.
Oh, so we've had a red flag. Now, we've got a time in for Mick with Giovinazzi doing a slipstream. Giovinazzi does need to go again, almost for sure. And it is a Red Bull that's been taken out. Max Verstappen is out of qualifying. Thank you very much. Now we need to get GIO right at the front here. Alright, now there's no need to panic. Giovinazzi has a chance. We've gone out straight away in our second run so that if this doesn't go to plan, there is maybe half a chance that we can somehow do a second lap with him. But we've got Mick in front to give us a tow, hopefully. He's going to tow us all the way round to very comfortably inside the top 10. Now, of course, Verstappen and Albon are already out, so there's only 3 other cars that will be eliminated here. Giovinazzi has gone faster. And let's hope Mick is... we are catching Mick, it looks like, doesn't it? And it is a lap where the slipstream does seem to work. Middle sector, obviously not so much. You don't really want dirty air through these corners. If we get out of the way, oh, Jesus Christ. Well, that was a Mercedes, wasn't it? Or was it an AlphaTauri, perhaps? But I have the feeling that is going to have knackered Giovinazzi's lap. It has.
You're currently P1.
And he's in big trouble now. He's not going to get out. So Giovinazzi is out, and that just feels so unfair. I'm pretty sure it was Carlos Sainz, and he's only just gone out too, despite getting held up like he did. And I mean, you've got to do the time your first run. I guess that's a valid argument, but he has not taken advantage of Verstappen's misfortune there, has he? All right, let's go with Mick. Oh, that's really deflated me. I feel just bleh. Anyway, Mick's currently on provisional pole with a run on used tyres. We're second last car on track. Sainz is behind us, and second, he's behind us on the or next to us on the grid right now as well. So let's have a look and see if anybody's pumping in some times. Chair and the AlphaTauri with a purple first sector. There is a lot of tyres. Now, Russell's finished his lap, hasn't gone any faster. Yeah, he's gone close, though. There's only about a tenth between ourselves and Sainz. So everybody is slowly falling away. Sainz is going quick. Chair has only done a personal best middle sector as Leclerc crosses the line. So the AlphaTauris might have had an upgrade here. They're both in the Q3, and Chair in the end is 6th. Mick has not done a personal best. Are we going to be able to improve on our lap time? Maybe a little bit. Sainz comes across the line, and Mick is on pole for the sprint. So that's a little bit better, isn't it? Nowhere near as fast. The toe really worked, didn't it? Look at that time. So yeah, the toe definitely works around Belgium if you've got your own personal saves going. But anyway, let's go do this sprint race. All right, I remembered to record it. Here we go. Mick on the front row, Giovinazzi a little ways back. We did do FP2, of course, and one thing I would say is Verstappen didn't really have that much pace, or appear to have that much pace, which is interesting. Now, we have gone on a medium tyre with GIO, partly because we can push it harder, and I think he will have a natural advantage on the tyres to those around him anyway. But also to try and just save an extra set of softs for the race proper. Mick, on the other hand, he didn't have an extra set of mediums. I think Giovinazzi had 3 mediums, Mick had 2. For whatever reason, I'm not sure why that was. So it just kind of worked out better for Mick to be on. And plus, Mick's already at the front. We just need him to just kind of do his thing and stay here. What we don't want to do is burn the tyres up too early. But yeah, and Giovinazzi, he should be able to push more or less flat out for the entire race. And that'll obviously be a good thing for him. But with DRS, it's going to be difficult for Mick to break free of that. And looks like there's a little bit of a gap opening to Leclerc, which might be our best chance. We've got K-Mag in front of us. If we can get an overtake done here, that would be useful. Did we get it done? Yes, just about. Nicely done, GIO. And we'll tell him not to defend as well, so we go faster. And yeah, well, I'll keep you updated. Hopefully it'll be a fairly boring race for Mick, just cruising around out front, and hopefully Giovinazzi will get a lot of overtakes done. Alright, now, Mick is currently really struggling to get past Lando Norris, which is a problem because George Russell has slipped past both of us and is currently taking off into the distance. So yeah, I mean, this wasn't supposed to happen. He just kind of, while we were sort of, I think, stuck behind Norris, he just mugged us off, basically. I'm not quite sure exactly. We weren't necessarily harvesting or anything. He just got the better of us. And yeah, well, now this looks like we're sort of fighting for second on the grid because, as I say, Russell's just absolutely taken off and is almost certainly about to do the fastest lap of the race. As for he didn't do fastest lap? That surprises me. As for Giovinazzi, we're currently harvesting up behind these guys. We've more or less got that done now. We do need to save a little bit of petrol still. And yeah, we're just going to try and get up as far as we can here, basically. We do still have DRS. And yeah, it's going okay. But Giovinazzi does need to kick on a little bit here in the next lap or so. Alright, so we are currently on the last lap. Mick has just about seen off Norris to finish second, and we're on board with Giovinazzi, who is behind Perez for 6th. He's all over the back of him. The question, of course, here is, do we have enough to get a move done into the final chicane? Mick has gone very, very close, actually, to catching George Russell. Another lap would have been interesting on that one. So Russell wins. Mick is second with fastest lap on the final lap. And Giovinazzi just can't quite get Perez for 6th. Verstappen looks like he'll start 11th. Alright, so time for the main event. Do we do the soft medium? I mean, that's kind of what you have to do, isn't it? There's not, and then if you happen to get a safety car, then you can do the extra one. But I think that is a bit of a no-brainer, unfortunately. It is only a 16-second time loss. But there's no need to play around with it, I don't think, is there? Unless I'm missing something. So that looks like it's fairly straightforward. Hopefully the race will be more entertaining than the strategy. Alright, welcome back. Look at Mick aggressively pointing towards George Russell there. Ideally, we would just... this is a chance for us to take back points off of Verstappen with Giovinazzi. He is currently 6th off the line. Has he gone back to 7th? He has. Now, of course, we've got to keep half an eye as Mick has gone to the front, has he? Let's go up here. And it looks like he has got the better of George Russell. Now, that may not necessarily be a good thing, but what we won't do is we won't use the battery. And we'll save that because we're not going to break free of DRS, I wouldn't have thought. And we'll just kind of, just cruise up front. Giovinazzi, on the other hand, ideally, we'll get some overtakes done. Now, there's a lot of medium tyre runners at the front. Now, that, of course, means they will be on it soft at the end. But if we could, for once, get a well-timed safety car, then just maybe we could also go onto a soft at the end. But, yeah, so this is going to be a very, very interesting race. As I said, Verstappen, if he could go and park it in a fence somewhere, that'd be great. Otherwise, yeah, we just need to try and make sure that we outscore Mercedes, and that'll be a good day. Alright, so here's what we're doing. Sainz's tyres are worse than ours on the soft, so we are going to put in a lap or two, full push, like tyres, deploying everything. We're going to try and break the DRS, and or make him take his tyres somewhere he doesn't want to take them to go with us. So, let's hope. We're already 0.8 clear. It might be a good sneaky attempt for fastest lap as well, though I don't know that that's going to be the case. But yeah, we're 1.2 seconds free, so we'll finish off the lap. He has done a purple middle sector. Hopefully Mick will go and get fastest lap here as well. And then we'll see where that has us. As I said, outside DRS, and we won't be any worse off in terms of our tyre life than what Sainz is, because he is at 63, we're at 68, and we've just broken DRS. So that's worked out like a charm. And now we're going to try and get past Ocon here if we can. George Russell had a spin, so he has gone flying to the back of the field, so that's excellent. Verstappen is currently 11th, which is like him a little bit further back ideally, but that's fine. As we do indeed get past Ocon, and now we've got to chase down Norris and Perez in front of us. So hopefully that won't be too much. Perez on Norris on a medium tyre. So he's doing quite well, Lando, there, isn't he? But anyway, let's hope that we can chase him down nice and quick here. Alright, now it looks as though, unfortunately, Giovinazzi's going through that phase of the race we see from him so often, where he just almost inexplicably seems to lack pace. He's dropped back 2 seconds from Norris and Perez. We've got Ocon all over the back of us, and there's no reason why that should be the case with Mick 2 seconds clear out front. Now, of course, what we need to do with Mick is protect him from a Ferrari pit stop. We need at least 2 seconds, don't we? I mean, Giovinazzi's right there. If you look in the distance, we can just see Mick will be going up Eau Rouge there. No, I think we just missed him. It was Sainz. But he's not far away. But yeah, Giovinazzi just, as again, for whatever reason, just seems to be lacking pace. So might even be one to sit here as Ocon overtakes. Is this going to be a safety car?
Quite a big accident, yeah.
A big accident.
Could
is it Verstappen?
On track.
Is it Verstappen? What's happened here?
Right,
it is Leclerc, so it's not. It's behind us, so but unlikely to get Max involved. And is that going to be a retirement for the Aston Martin? Possibly, you would think so.
Just look after this tyre set then.
But it doesn't look like we're going to get a safety car for it, so that's disappointing. Leclerc's gone to the back, and the Aston Martin must have continued on. Is it Stroll? Anyway, doesn't matter. Alright, So, Carlos Sainz is just coming to the pits. That's a little early, I would have thought, because we're still going another couple of laps here. So I wonder if he's going to come out onto a hard tyre, perhaps. Let's have a look. You know, he's on a medium. So, I mean, he's going to be putting in some pretty good laps now. But he's going to be struggling that little bit towards the end. I wonder if we do just push Mick on a little bit. And if he comes in a lap or two sooner, then we'll say that that's our race. And we need to try and be, be doing our best against Carlos Sainz. Yeah, Giovinazzi here is still just lacking for pace a little bit. He's only 6 seconds off the lead, so it's not a catastrophe by any means. But it's just a bit weird, I suppose. If we look at last lap times, now Mick is pushing a little bit harder, but a 44.4 to a 44.5, so he's doing about the same, though he was deploying. So yeah, it's just weird. I don't quite understand Giovinazzi sometimes, but yeah, he's doing okay. And like that, is Giovinazzi out? Doesn't look like he is, but he's definitely had a coming together there with Ocon.
So we're heading now into turn 5. The cars jostling for position. And
yeah, I mean, they both stayed out of the wall.
But there was contact.
Is he going to get a penalty for that? I mean, when you run into the back of somebody, it never looks good, does it? There was no actual contact, though, it looks like, so maybe he'll be okay with it and get away with it. But anyway, Mick is coming into the pits this lap. Sainz has done the fastest lap of the race. No, Ocon got the penalty. So that's fine. We'll take that. Now, Sainz did a 43.3, so he was quite a bit quicker than us. A lot of this, of course, comes down to what sort of pit stop we get out of ourselves here. Please be a good one. It's not great. It's not great. We'll be stopping Giovinazzi this lap. And let's see how far we come out behind Carlos Sainz.
Okay, so box.
Is that Carlos Sainz just there? I tell you what, that's okay. We've got fresher tyres and we're right there. That's a result. Yeah, 10% fresher tyres, and we are just about within DRS range of him. If we fast deploy, we probably will be within DRS range of him. So, Mick is looking, let's not jinx it, but he's looking good, isn't he? And let's see now what we can do with Giovinazzi. And hopefully we get a better pit stop from our team here as well. We've got Carlos Sainz, it looks like, almost behind us, but we won't do anything sneaky. We'll Harvest coming in, try and get a little bit of extra battery life. And can we get sub 3 seconds, please, boys? Went the other way. Oh, we don't help ourselves at all, do we? We really, really do not. So we've come out in 11. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that always pit stops in front of us, of course, but, yeah. That's, we could have been ahead of these guys if we'd done anything resembling a useful pit stop. Jesus! Well, a virtual safety car, which is, and no doubt, going to absolutely destroy our race, but right in front of Giovinazzi, I almost jumped back from the screen. You can see Giovinazzi behind us, and Alex Albon just forgot to brake. And straight out the back. That's one way to clear the track for, it is a little bit dangerous, I'll agree with that. Clears the track for Giovinazzi. And yeah, just a shame it couldn't have happened before we came in for our pit stops, but why would something like that ever go our way? Alright, so virtual safety car is about to finish, and it has hurt us. Norris has made out like a bandit. He's come out in front. Now, the question perhaps is whether the soft tyre can go to the end. Verstappen's on it as well. He's now up into 8th. That's worked out nicely for him. But yeah, time will tell on that front, I suppose. But yeah, just the safety car, has it ever gone our way? I genuinely can't remember it ever. I mean, it happened to Mick in Singapore. Remember that year where he, I think he ended up back on the podium, but he had 3 red flags or something, and then all went just after he stopped. So it just feels like it's rigged a little bit against us, to be honest. But we are where we are, and in Giovinazzi's case, that is now behind Gasly. and Verstappen is now right behind him. So what could have been a very nice race for Gasly with Verstappen's qualifying issues, between a Mercedes block and now a poorly timed virtual safety car, Verstappen's right behind him. And we now have Max Verstappen ahead of Giovinazzi and possibly extending his championship lead. It's just not going for us sometimes, is it? Unbelievable. Alright, so Giovinazzi has not dropped away from Verstappen. He's right there. We're going to get DRS, and it should just about put us past him. That Red Bull's very straight in a straight line. Very fast, I should say, in a straight line. So unfortunately, we will sit behind him again, but promising that on a soft tyre, he's not only is he not driven away from us, he's actually pretty much stayed where he was and even dropped back a little bit from the Alpines in front, which ideally is not. We would like to catch the Alpines in front and take their points as well. As for Mick, he's currently in third. If we look at lap times, I think Norris has had this fall into his lap. We're more or less matching lap times with Sainz right now, but Sainz's tyres are older, so we will be able to push harder sort of when the time comes towards the end of the race. So, yeah, as I say, cautiously optimistic Mick can get second. So many yellow flags and crashes, and it's a lot of it's stuff down the back, as Russell has another spin into turn 1, same corner as well. Usually he only crashes on the last lap, doesn't he? Anyway, we'll charge up the batteries here with GIO, and then I think what we'll do is we'll try and charge past Max and go after these Alpines. And here we go, down the outside, a little bit of ERS, sorry, I should say. And we're very good. In the last corner and the first corner, we're absolutely rapid. So we've got him done there. Hopefully he doesn't come straight back past us. We're about to find out. Tension's killing us. We are deploying to try and keep us behind him and then get to the back of the Alpines and get into their DRS. And then that will obviously protect us then behind from Max. So we've done that quite quickly, it has to be said. And yeah, if we can get up to 5th, if Max can stay 8th, that'll be a fairly good result for Giovinazzi. And if we could even get a little bit higher up, Perez is only 3 seconds further up the road, then it could yet be a decent day for us. But we'll see. Here, there might actually be a chance here. Let's deploy. Let's see if we can go and get these Alpines. The fact that they've sort of DRS protecting each other is less than ideal. So it's a hard tyre on Ocon. You're going to need to really send this in, I think, Gio, if you're going to get this done. Around the outside, that's a very, very good move from Giovinazzi. And can he go now? He hasn't quite finished it, I don't think. We've still got some Ers. Can we go and get Gasly now as well? What we don't need is, we don't need the battery. We can kind of just sit here now behind Gasly, actually. Because he's not going to have DRS. If we even... Oh. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Never mind harvesting. Yeah, we'll just go then, I think, Gio. Yeah, I didn't think... Now, the problem we have passing there, of course, is that we've got 2 DRS zones here now. And are they just going to be able to come straight back past us? Let's really hope not. It'd be very nice if we could go and start getting after... Norris got an 8-second lead. He's just... That pit stop has just fallen beautifully for him, hasn't it? And it doesn't look like the Alpines are coming back past this lap. So hopefully now we can go and break the DRS. Mick's catching Sainz. And we'll see if Gio can go and get... We need to get both our cars in front of both Mercedes, ideally, don't we? 2nd and 4th would be very, very nice. Oh, Mick! Mick has gone straight on it, whatever this corner's called. Oh, hopefully he's not knackered his tyres too badly. He's back on in 3rd. The tyres have taken a bit of a belting with 10 laps to go. A 16-second time loss for a pit stop. Is it worth? Is he going to be able to get that home? He certainly won't be able to push, and he certainly won't be getting 2nd, I should say. But Mick, just no real pressure on him, catching Sainz, and he's gone and thrown it in the weeds. Let's have a look at the dip on the tyres. 57. So 57 puts him roughly where Sainz is at. So that is just race destroying. Oh, Mick, you muppet.
This was at
Well, this
turn
helped
one.
Giovinazzi. He was catching Perez, and then Perez has just politely waved him past.
By that point,
So that's Giovinazzi up into 4th. We'll have to start and moving past Mick now, I think, because we've got to maximise his points here. Alright, so we've just backed Mick right off. Giovinazzi is pushing on a little bit, but we've told Mick not to fight his teammate. He will hopefully move over. There he goes. We'll get him back on the pace now as well, actually, just so that he doesn't lose out to Gasly. But that's Giovinazzi. I mean, Mick can have no complaints. You know, we would have left him in front if there was any chance of him catching Perez. Sorry, which maybe there was. But, yeah, you know, don't throw it up the fence. And you won't have to worry, will you? But anyway, we'll see. There's 2 laps to go. We're a second faster than Sainz. Probably not going to happen. I mean, there's an argument to say maybe Mick could have, but Mick needs to get the points. Sorry, Gio needs to get the points. So he can just sit there. Actually, let's not push him. Just sit there, mate, and follow him home. So we're on the last lap. We are just coming around whatever this is called. Is this Blanchimont? I forget now. This is Blanchimont up here, isn't it? And yeah, so Lando Norris has cruised to victory, really. It just absolutely fell beautifully for him with that virtual safety car. Sainz is going to come second. We will be third with Giovinazzi, fourth with Mick. Verstappen's 8th, assuming he doesn't get past anybody, which I don't think he will. And Perez is 6th. So I think that's been a very decent day for us in both championships. So, tough on Mick. He goes from 2nd to 4th. Giovinazzi, though, goes up 4 spots. And it's been a good day. It has been a good day for us. We look at the Drivers' Championship. Giovinazzi has taken, 13 points out of Verstappen. And Mick has, he's still, you know, he's had a decent day as well, hasn't he? Lando Norris, of course, is the big winner there. And the Constructors, well, we have, Mercedes has had a good weekend, but we've still pulled out 2 points on them. That's huge, isn't it? We were the best constructor of the weekend, and we've pulled in big points on Red Bull, and suddenly that gap is a little bit more manageable now, isn't it? So huge. Still no pit points, though. And speaking of the pits, you've got to say that those extra 2 seconds could have made a big difference at the end there too, couldn't they, that we lost with Giovinazzi in the stops. Now, mid-season review at the summer break. We're on target, so everything is looking good there. Board confidence is high, so they've given me some more money, which is very nice. And we'll be back after the summer break for the Dutch Grand Prix. Now, if there's one race we don't need Verstappen dominating, it is that one. We've just got ourselves back into contention again. We could do with him having another qualifying mishap, couldn't we? Until then, though, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Take care.